Welcome to the Richard Sherman podcast, brought to you by Superdraft Fantasy. Daily fantasy is broken, and Superdraft has fixed it. Listeners can discover why with their first $5 Superdraft contest for free with the promo code PFF at registration. No credit card required. Download the Superdraft app and play today.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. Don't you ever talk about me. Picked off. It is Richard Sherman. It's picked off by Sherman. Now, buckle up. Here he goes. And it is intercepted by Richard Sherman. Broken up. Picked off. This game is over.
All right. Welcome back to the Richard Sherman podcast. Back at it again with my guy, Mitch Eisenstein. Here to talk ball.
We are here to talk ball, Richard, and you were not playing ball this weekend, but you were coaching it. What the heck happened?
Well, my hamstring, happened.
We know that, but I mean, dude, I'm seeing videos of you with looking like me with this headset on the sideline. Dude, you look natural, first and foremost. Backward hat,
don't go
swagger on a million.
Don't go all there, Mitchell. That's enough. This is a one-off. You know what I mean? This was the DB coach caught COVID, and you step up when you need it, but just when you need it.
But you've always been a big guy on get in when you fit in, get in where you fit in. But dude, that's awesome. So tell us, how exactly did it happen? What was it like?
It was fun. Well, it just happened throughout the week. Once he caught COVID, Todd came in the room and he was running the room in terms of watching film and going over the adjustments and things like that. But during practice, he got to call the defense and he got a million other things to worry about. So I just stepped up and handled the rotations of the corners getting in and out and making sure I did the corrections because he got other stuff to deal with. He's a coordinator. And all the young guys did a great job. They have a ton of respect for me and just listened and we talked things through and made sure we had everything buttoned up by the end of the week. And then on game day, it was just about making adjustments on sideline once things happened. But they really played well. D. Delaney had an interception, first game starting. That was unbelievable. Dean has been playing very high-level football every week. He didn't get an interception this week because they didn't try him really. I think he only had 2 targets. Then PD, Pierre Desir, came in, and when D got a little banged up and got him an interception. Jay Whitehead continuing to look like an all-pro. He continuing to look like an all-pro and continued to make huge plays, had an interception. Lil Twan wanted to drop his interception, wanted to misread it, but he had an op. It was just really cool. It's exciting to see when you see guys work really hard and get the opportunity they deserve and take off with it like they did.
Well, I, for one, think I want to see PFF's grade on you and your secondary coaching skills because, you guys were giving Justin Fields absolute hell. I got to give you some level of credit there, Richard. I know you weren't on the field, but kudos to you, man. Kudos to you. So what's it going to be like? I know you want to get back on the field as quick as possible, but, when the playing careers are all said and done, is this something – are we going to see you back at Stanford on the sideline with Coach Shaw? Are we going to see you, on an NFL sideline? What the heck's going to happen?
Nope. You're going to see me in a booth calling games or in front of a desk talking about the game and then talking about the reactions or breaking down film or something like that. It was fun to do it in that capacity, but, I think I have other callings. I love the game. I love speaking the game. I love imparting knowledge, but the coaching hours are long.
You talked about that a couple podcasts ago. I don't think people realize how demanding of a job being a coach is. You're pretty much sleep in your office and family almost appears secondary after that.
100%. And that's why it's so crazy to hear these fans go off the way they do about coaches. You know what I mean? Because it's like you guys spend, I don't know, a couple hours of your week, either watching the game or you might talk to friends about it or this is all they do. You know what I mean? 12, 13 hours a day, every day, trying to break down film, trying to give their team the best opportunity to go out there and execute and win the ball game. Sometimes the team and the players execute well and it looks beautiful. And sometimes they don't. It's a lot of times it's not because the coaches didn't work hard. Maybe they didn't come up with the right plan, or maybe they didn't make the right adjustments. But at the end of the day, these guys are out there sacrificing time away from their families, and they're, obviously they're compensated to do it. But I think sometimes these fans are like, this guy sucks and he doesn't even know what to do. And it's like, well, you spent 10 minutes looking at film and listening to 5 people's opinions and criticisms about the play. And now you get to tell the coach, hey, you should have ran this play, or you should have played this guy. And because, at the end of the day, hindsight is 20/20. You're always right when you get to ask about it after the fact. But yeah, those hours, man.
Switching topics a little bit here. Probably one of the funnier things that happened over the weekend was Mike Evans giving away Tom Brady's 600 TD pass. I mean, I'm just genuinely curious to know how much that ball is actually worth, because whatever Tom and the Bucs gave that lucky fan, I'm sure did not equate to the value of that ball. But I mean, what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, he really had no choice. It's like a home run ball, from like, the record-breaking home run ball, and it's like, hey, what you gonna do with it?
Dude, a lot of fans do keep it. They're selfish. That's what I was thinking about myself. Like, you hear people talking about it. It's like, I think we're genuinely nice guys, and we kind of respect other people's career accolades. It's not ours. I would have given it back, but I haven't heard of very many times where guys have had like a record-breaking or a ground-breaking ball or something and didn't give it back to the guy. Like in baseball, a lot of times they go hunt it down and give the guy, a bunch of stuff. And it's like, hey, because that's the right thing to do. People are like, well, you could have got this much money for it. Like, maybe you don't make it out of the stadium. All I was thinking, Richard, when Mike Evans scored twice from Tom Brady, who was your pick on the Super 15, you absolutely waxed me last week.
But him and Mike, but whatever.
Yeah, but what was Mike and Tom like on the sideline? Like, was there confusion, or I couldn't even imagine being Mike.
We didn't even notice till after the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. We didn't hear much about it till after the game. But he was. I saw the camera on the TV copy, and he looked like, oh my God, what did I just do? But that's just him, and especially when he's doing it as a genuinely good gesture. It's not like the fan earned the ball. He was just Mike's being nice and trying to give the fans some love during the game and give them a memorable something to experience. And so it would have been a kind of a BS move for the fan to keep it, because it's like, he did this out of the kindness of his heart. Now you're going to turn around and be this way about it. Like,
he goes from local, super fan hero to guy that you never want to see in the stadium ever again. But I think he walked away. I think Brady gave him a Bitcoin. He's got a bunch of game used memorabilia, season tickets.
The stress associated with all this is probably already driving him insane. It's probably already driving him insane. So the stress of him actually keeping the ball and dealing with this would have been even worse. That's what people fail to realize. Like, there's a lot that comes with the spotlight and fame and all this adoration that everybody's like, oh man, you guys should be doing this. You guys should be doing this. But when the light's on you,
it turns into that guy from the Chicago Cubs that interfered with Moises Alou. I mean, the guy that is the curse of Chicago, I mean,
right.
It's just wild. I'm sure they're making an NFT of him somewhere. He's going to probably recoup funds on that. The guy will be fine. Let's be honest.
The guy's going to be fine. It's a great memory. He's getting his 15 minutes of fame. It's awesome. You know what I mean? In a positive way. If he kept the ball, it'd be the 15 minutes of fame in a negative way, and people would be trying to hunt him down and like trying to follow him, find out where he lives. Like, oh, can we get the ball? Like, oh, how much you want for it? You know what I mean? It gets really weird then. They're like, how much is it worth? Well, if you're walking around with something worth $500,000 in a stadium of people with not a lot of security around you, who knows what happens? It becomes really dangerous.
Exactly. Well, Rich, we got to do our picks here for the Super 15. I am excited to try again, but before we do that, we got an exciting guest, Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings in the house. We'll let you guys listen to that next.
This week we got Justin Jefferson on, one of the best receivers in the National Football League. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it for having me.
Yeah, man. So how are you feeling? Obviously I haven't talked to you, since you've been in the league, and you took the league by storm. Obviously, you seemed a little pissed off when you got in. They obviously doubted you, didn't think as highly of you as your teammate Jamar Chase, and you guys both, now you're both dominating in the league. Yeah. But you're coming out, you was a 2-3 star. Like, how were your only offers, Northwestern and LSU? Like, tell me about that.
Well, me, school wasn't at wasn't big for me. I didn't take school that seriously my freshman and sophomore year in high school. So even having two of the brothers that, went through the process before me, that went to LSU and played ball before me, I still was a little childish in those, first 2 years of high school. Didn't really click to my mind that, I really have a talent. I really can go somewhere in football. So the grades just wasn't there for me to have all of those big offers, because a lot of people didn't think that I was going to be eligible to go to their school. So they're like, why waste the offer on him if he's not even going to be eligible? So I picked up the slack my junior and senior year. Finally been able to make the grades to go to D1. LSU has saved the offer for me, blessingly. And I got in late. I got in like the second day of fall camp. Second day of fall camp my freshman year. So I didn't go through no summer workouts.
Summer school, nothing?
Nothing. So just jumping straight into it. And ever since then, I didn't stop. Just learning the system, learning the process, and then following after Coach Moffitt with the weight training and everything, just getting bigger and stronger, getting better with my routes, and now I'm here.
I said, what helped you, make the big jump from a 2-3 star going into LSU to a superstar in the National Football League? Obviously y'all gonna argue with Bama about who's receiver and all that. I mean, they didn't put out first rounder after first rounder after first rounder, but y'all been obviously more productive in the National Football League. Y'all, Jamar is freaking having a record-setting rookie season. You had a record-setting rookie season. What helped you think the most, like, develop and blossom coming out?
Well, I really give credit to one of the best coaches that ever coached me, was Coach Sullivan. Sully. He coached at Arizona for a long time, and Jacksonville. He coached for like 40 years in the league, and he came to LSU my freshman year, and just coached us, taught us some stuff that we never learned before. Learning how to snap down at the end of our routes, how to get off the release, how to beat press, and I never learned that stuff, like how technical he was with that. And after he taught me, after I really got it down pat, nobody really could stay in front of me that much. So I was like, okay, I really got it. I got the justice of it, and now I just gotta go out and run away with it. And
yes, sir,
I did, and just trying to improve every step of the way.
How frustrating was it coming out when you know what you got, who you are, you about to come take this league over and do what you're going to do? Like, how frustrating was it to come in and not be drafted as high as you wanted to be?
I said it was very frustrating. Just the production that I did, having 1,500 yards, having 18 touchdowns. And I'm like, okay, like I had a year. I'm good. I'm about to go, at least top 3 receivers picked. And I definitely didn't feel like those the other receivers was better than me, especially by far, to have been picked, 10 picks in front of me. So being able to see the production I did, I knew I was gonna have some type of big production in the league. So I was like, all right, this is where I take off. This is where I leave all of the other guys behind. To show everybody that I'm one of the best receivers in the league and the best receiver in this draft. So going into the league, I wanted to, prove myself to my team, especially, and, to the world, of course. And Coach finally gave me that opportunity week 3. I was like, yeah, it's mine. I gotta go get this bag.
Yes, sir. You've been getting it ever since. But like sometimes that's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes if you would have been picked number 3, draft, what you got to be pissed off about then? You know what I mean?
Right,
that you wasn't one. Sometimes coming in with that chill. I didn't go to the 5th round, and I came in pissed. I'm still pissed off about it. But it in a way, it's like a blessing in disguise, because it's like, hey, y'all gave me the fuel and the anger to go out there and eat off everybody's plate.
Yeah,
and so,
for sure.
And they talking about y'all receiving class might be one of the best receiving class, at least early on. It looks like one of the best to come out. And you are looking like the best of the best, to come out. You made the Pro Bowl in your rookie year. Like, what helped you acclimate to the league so fast? Kirk Cousins, people give Kirk a lot of hell, but Kirk can play.
Yes,
Kirk can play. And
yes,
they never give him the credit he deserves. Like when he playing well, they're like, oh, okay, he's doing all right. But then when he makes a few mistakes, they want to jump on his back. But
right.
What did he help you? Like, did y'all develop a chemistry right away, or how did that work?
I mean, just like everything else, it has to develop. It doesn't just happen right away. Just like me and Joe was in college. Me and Joe didn't snap right away. But just over time, the amount of practice that we put together and the amount of time that we spent together, we kind of build that connection on and off the field, and that kind of helped us when we was playing on Saturday nights. So that's kind of how we've been trying to. Me and Kirk been trying to do, just connect together. They put me and Kirk right next to each other in the locker room. So, I mean, we have no choice but to, talk to each other, see each other every single day, and just, bond together. So I think that was a good move that they did by, just letting us bond together like that, just having our lockers right next to each other. And I mean, it's been good. He been killing it, and we've been doing what we need to do. So we just got to keep going. And I just, want Kirk to play with that confidence always, and always know that me and Adam and the rest of the guys got him.
Yeah, speaking of Thielen, man, you had another great receiver on right next to you. You know what I mean? Great route runner, detailed. That boy put many a corner in a blender. Yeah. Did he help you at all? In your development?
A lot. I mean, just him being in the league for 8-9 years. He been against all of these top corners, so he knows what those guys look like, what they look for, and how they play. So him just teaching me the different ways to get off the release, just different ways to get out my breaks, how to make things look differently than others. So he's definitely been teaching me, especially learning the plays. Just finding different tactics to use to learn the plays, because it's a lot of plays in the NFL.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is.
So, I mean, he been teaching me ever since I got in. He's a great teammate, and I mean, never no stupid stuff with him, no BS with him. Right. It's just straight to the point. He loves football, loves being around, so it feels good to vibe off his energy.
100%. 100%. That's no question. I mean, because when you coming into the league, you don't know how the bet's gonna be.
Right.
You're like, are they gonna be hating on me? Are they gonna be trying to give me love and teach me? Or are they gonna be sitting there like, hey, this young dude trying to take my spot?
Right.
A lot of the ones that have played for long enough, I mean, we at least to my knowledge, we always try to help. You know what I mean? Because it's like, hey, I done been in this league 11 years for a reason. Like, I'm not worried about you coming in and take my spot. I think you can help the team, and I want to win, and you can help us win. Right. That's all it's about.
Right.
The ones that's worried about their spot getting taken usually the ones that ain't gonna last that long anyway.
Exactly, and they feel like they ain't making enough production to stay with where they at. So, so they scared.
Right. Scared money don't make no money.
None.
So, what surprised you the most, like, about the league? You know what I mean? And what was like exactly as you expected? Coming in, you got all these expectations and all these. You watched the league your whole life. So, what surprised you coming in?
Well, first of all, coming in, me being of course a big fan of football, watching the NFL for so long, just knowing all of the vets, just seeing the guy across me, like, wow, I'm about to go against Malcolm Butler. I watched Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl years ago when I was younger. So just seeing different guys in the league and going up against them and dominate them at that point. So it's crazy to see that. But I mean, the speed of the game. It's kind of like how LSU was. So that in that aspect, it was kind of the same. Just not really having a different speed of the game, just knowing how fast it is because of the SEC play. But the knowledge that the veterans have, just knowing your every move sometimes, just watching film, just being students of the game. And that's one thing that I have to pick up more and more on, just watching more and more film and be a student of the game.
100%. If you want to play, because I mean, no matter what, Father Time is undefeated, and your physical abilities will start to dwindle, no matter how hard you work, no matter what you do. And it's about the mental. The faster you catch on to the mental side and being able to like, hey, I can get to this spot. I can just mix him up like this. They coverage going to adjust like this when I do this, so I can just sell that and get here. The quicker you adjust to that, the quicker you're going to be unstoppable. You know, every year they're going to watch the whole season of film on you, and they're going to figure you out. They figure you out every year. The best ones get figured out and then have 2-3 more moves and be like, oh, you ain't figured out nothing. I still got 1,500.
Yeah.
But like, speaking of the SEC play, you know, like you said, y'all got Dallas on Sunday night this week, and you played against Diggs, you know, at Bama. Do you feel like that helped you? You know, that's going to help you going into this matchup, or it's just totally different? You know, I mean, he looks about the same as he did his senior year on tape. He's finally starting to play with confidence, instincts. He's getting a couple tips and overthrows. So he's, you know what I mean, he's playing. What you think about the matchup?
I love this matchup, honestly. One, it's Sunday night, so you already know what time it is with that. And then, I mean, just him with his production that he's been doing so far. He has 7 picks in 6 games. So he's been doing his thing, and I love it because I get to go up against him and show the world that, you know, what guy I can do against him. Right. So I love the matchup. I mean, I didn't really go up against him that much when I was at LSU. He mostly went up against Jamar because I was in a slot. But, I mean, of course, I've seen his play. I've seen how he plays. I've been watching film on him too. So he's a ball hawk, and I am too. So I got to go get the ball more than he wants.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you thinking about your boy Jamar, and what are you doing, man? He went from talking about he can't see the strikes on the ball to like he led everybody astray.
Right. And then now he proved everybody wrong. But, I mean, it's great to see him, man. That's my brother, man. Him and Joe has been killing it, and I love it, man. And it feels so good to have your college quarterback throwing it to you in the league now. So, I mean, it's right where they left off. So it feels good to see it, though.
Y'all LSU boys, boy, y'all in this league. Speaking of LSU, shit, y'all got Pat P over there. What you think about boy Pat? Big play.
I love Pat, man. I'm so appreciative that Pat came to this team. I mean, to have a guy going up against a guy like Pat, it's so difficult to beat him, especially versus press. He knows so many different moves. He's so patient at the line, and it's so difficult. But that's what made me better this year. Going up against him in training camp, going up against him in OTAs, I got to really see what a great corner looks like. And I mean, now going up against these top corners in the league, I kind of, you know, have a feeling of what they what they might do, what to expect. And I've been asking Pat all the time, you know, different ways to improve my game from his eyes, from his point of view. So I mean, he been getting me sometimes, though. He got me a couple of times in training camp, but I've been learning from it, and he's been teaching me different ways to, you know, improve on that aspect.
But 100% that elevates your level of play. You know what I mean? I mean, me and Pat came in together, and, you know, we always battle for the top spot, usually year in and year out. But to play this long at corner, you got to know all the tricks. You got to know every move. You got to know every formation. Sometimes you got to know it ain't got nothing to do with the receiver. Right. You ain't calling the plays. I just need to figure out, all right, we on this yard line. It's this down the distance. Y'all got this split. As soon as 2 make a move, I know what you're doing. It don't really matter what you do. You know what I mean? And so, so he's definitely at that point. You know what I mean? Pat's a good friend of mine now, man. And I'm so excited for him to be out there and leading a new group. And it's cool to see. But I can't wait to watch this Sunday night matchup, man. And I'm really, really, really excited and proud of everything you've been able to do, man. I love when people come in and get doubted and go out there and prove everybody wrong and prove like, man, I'm really the man. I'm really the man. And I expect that to continue. You know what I mean? I mean, who are some of the corners that you done played against so far that kind of outside of Pat that kind of impressed you or didn't impress you? You were like, hey, you wasn't what I thought you was.
I would say Lattimore from the Saints. He was good. He was a good matchup. Him being a quick guy, speedy guy. He not really worrying about you beating him deep. So he got that makeable speed, and he's also aggressive too. So that's what kind of makes him a great corner. Who else that I went up against?
Yeah, you got Jair twice a season.
Yeah, I didn't go up against him that much last year because last year the first game we played him first game of the season and I didn't play that much. And the second time we played him, it was like 18 miles per hour winds and it was raining a little bit, so we didn't really throw the ball that much. So now this year, I got a fresh start. We going up against some of these, I think in a couple weeks actually here. So ready for that one too.
If he get healthy, that's gonna be a good matchup.
Right.
What you think of Devontae? You know what I mean? You get to see him twice a year too, like live and direct. You know, what do you think of him? Is he what you thought he was?
For sure. You talking about Devontae Adams, right?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Only Devontae.
For sure, he definitely what he is, and he a dog, man. He's probably one of my favorite receivers to play the game, and his wiggle, oh my god. Then you got A-Rod throwing it to him. Man, that's a bad combo right there.
It's a bad combo. They doubling him, and he going for 180. He don't care.
Don't make no sense.
It
don't make any sense, man. It don't make any sense. But I love him as a receiver. He a dog for sure.
Growing up, we all kind of go through stuff. You know what I mean? Go through I felt like when I was young, you know what I mean, the trials and tribulations, just going through living in the hood and going through all the BS kind of helped build me and mold me. But I always had coaches, like my high school coach, my track coach, Coach Smith, and my football coach, Coach D, and his dad, Willie D. They really was the ones that kind of got me to believe that I was going to be, you know what I mean, what I am. Really believe, like, hey, if I work hard enough, I go out there and I can push and elevate above what I thought I had. Who did that for you? You know, was it Pops? Was it your brothers? Like,
I mean, my brothers definitely was a big role in that. Just for them just being able to do it before me, them going to LSU before me playing at a high level, me going to the games at 8-9 years old, LSU games, rocking Alabama versus LSU, Florida, you know, seeing all of those type games, that made me, you know, see it from a different aspect. I seen it as a little kid, so seeing it as that young made me want it even more. And that made me study the game more, watch my brothers even more than what I was. And then me going out on that field on Saturdays, that recreation balling out.
Yeah.
So all of that plays an aspect. And then me, I was a big fan of, you know, Odell, Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams. So me watching all of those guys, I kind of, you know, got a little bit of taste of every single one of them and put it in towards my game. And then I just elevated towards that and made my own little wiggle.
You definitely got a lot of all of them in you. You know what I mean? How was it at LSU? Because Odell did come back and try to get some knowledge to y'all young boys. It seemed like, you know what I mean? I wasn't there. I wasn't in the building. You know, all they do is try to highlight when he gave y'all a few dollars, and right. Everybody can use a few dollars now. Now ain't nobody getting mad at them boys getting money, but that's a story for a different day. But right. How much did him and Jarvis come back and like really try to impart knowledge on y'all?
They definitely came back and did, you know, whatever they needed to do, you know, for the team, just giving back with, you know, different gifts or, I mean, of course they linger to the people that they more, you know, they know more than others. Mm-hmm. So like me, Jamar. So of course, you know, the top guys that plays mostly, but I mean, just them seeing what they went through, seeing that the stuff that they accomplished at LSU and in the league. You know, us watching them on film and us realizing like, oh, we can do this too, bro. This it don't seem that hard. You know, we have the talent, we have the ability to go out there and you know, route people up and, you know, go catch bombs on people's head. So me and Jamar felt we can do the same thing, and they did too. So them giving us that knowledge, giving us that ability to go out there and just, you know, showcase for LSU and you know, follow behind them.
Now you doing it. Now you are them. You know what I mean? Now you out there in the league putting on. You know, you gonna go back and give back to the next generation and give love. And what about your high school? You ever go back and give back and talk to the kids?
Yeah, I just I mean, we just went through that storm and stuff, the hurricane. So really just trying to rebuild, just trying to give back, seeing how everybody is in the community. just trying to make sure everybody good, and just trying to just like I said, rebuild. We had like a little bit of damage, so school just trying to get back on their feet, and I mean, our football team doing pretty good though. So especially when I have more free time, just going back and going to the games, seeing people back at the crib, and just giving back everywhere I can.
Yes, sir. That's what it's about, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I don't want to take too much more of your time. I know it's your off day, but it means a lot you coming on here and chopping it up with me.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. I was a big fan of yours. Definitely watched plenty of your videos on how you dissect the game and your ability to play, especially in your earlier years. So definitely appreciate you having me. It was a big honor.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. And I look forward to you cooking on Sunday and cooking the rest of your career and go ahead and get you a gold jacket at the end.
For sure. You too, man. Get back healthy.
I appreciate that, brother. Have a good day.
You too.
Welcome to the Richard Sherman podcast, brought to you by Superdraft Fantasy. If you're a real football fan, you know that daily fantasy is broken. Superdraft has fixed it with their new game, Super 15. Listeners get their first $5 game for free, no deposit required, with the code PFF at registration. You know the game. Pick your best 5 players off the grid with $15 in salary and let it ride. It takes less than a minute. Watch me pick a new lineup every week and see if you can beat my score. Download the Superdraft app and see if you can beat me to win cash prizes. Just use the code PFF at registration for your first $5 contest free. No credit card required to claim the offer. Offer only eligible for new accounts. All right. You guys know what time it is. It's time for the Super 15 Superdraft contest. Come on. You know who I got. I'm going with the same lineup as last week. It worked for the most part, at least for my guys. Tom Brady with my $5 pick. Of course, PFF's highest rated quarterback. Again, what you gonna do? Mike Evans, 3 touchdowns last week in the first half. All right, no insider information here. Appreciate you, Mike. Harry McLaurin, most contested catches in the NFL with 19. Highlight maker, big play maker. Come on, Terry. Do it for me. Gary Terry. And of course, Kyle Pitts, who has been doing a fantastic job in Atlanta. He's starting to get his groove. PFF's highest rated rookie pass catcher. And he's playing the Panthers this week. I expect him to have some success there. And then Kenneth Gainwell. Unfortunately, Miles Sanders went down, but it gives this guy an opportunity to step up and make huge plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I expect him to take advantage of his opportunity. It's a risky $1 pick, but that's the guy I'm going with. Do it for me.
I'm a little upset I let you go first here, Rich, because I do really like the Pitts and Gainwell choice. I mean, Pitts is absolute stud. That kid is, he's my TE1 going forward. I'm marking that down right now. And Kenneth Gainwell, he's playing, again, insider info on my end. He's playing the Detroit Lions, so that's a good pick, Richard. For me, I'm going to go a little bit different route. I'm going to go with the hot hand. A.J. Brown, my $4 selection. He's been hot lately. He was nursing a hammy there for a bit, but it seems that he's kind of opened the reins on him a little bit. He's had a couple great weeks here recently, going to be getting a ton of targets. PFF's highest graded wide receiver last week. They got the tough matchup against the Colts, but I think they take care of it, and I think he's going to be targeted a lot. Then, former quarterback of our guest this week, Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow is my next pick. Cincinnati has been unbelievable this year. I don't know if anyone really saw this coming, but they look like a new team and really took care of Baltimore. And I think he carries that on this week, and I'm gonna ride him this week with my $4 pick as well. And then coming off the bye, the rookie out of Bama, Najee Harris. He's played 86% of the offensive snaps this year for the Steelers, which is crazy. I mean, he hardly ever comes off the field. He's coming into his own right now. I like him a lot. I think that he's going to help me take down Richard this week. I'm going with Najee Harris. Then, one of my favorite players this year, he finally feels like he found a role with Atlanta for the first time ever. Swiss Army knife, Cordero Patterson. Don't call me a running back. Don't call me a wide receiver. Call me an athlete. But he has turned into a great fantasy running back. Top 5 grades, rushing and receiving this year. So he's my $2 choice. And then to cap it off, feeding the hot hand, Damian Harris finally feels like there's a running back in the Patriots lineup you can rely on for fantasy. He scored the second most fantasy points this week among running backs. I'm going to ride him again, Damian Harris. Let's see what you can do.
I like those picks. I really like those picks. But, seeing as I beat you by 30 last week,
yep.
Let's hope we just make it competitive.
We got to discredit you at least 35, though, because of your insider info, and you were a coach on the sideline, so you probably told them they have to run it up on me, dude. That's some BS.
Sheesh. I have no input. I have no control. I'm just a humble servant.
We'll see what happens after this week, man. I got to play catch up. We're 1-1 now, so this will be the game breaker for us.
Right. Well, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you go make your Super 15 picks. And if you haven't signed up, come on. Use the promo code PFF at registration and get your first $5 game for free. No credit card required. You got to do it. Thank you to the great Justin Jefferson for coming on. He was fantastic. Looking forward to his Sunday night football matchup versus Trayvon Diggs. That's going to be exciting. Two of the best young players in this National Football League. And if you haven't subscribed to the podcast already, hit that subscribe button. Check us out every week. We'll have a new guest and some new content, and we're ready to go. So appreciate you guys. Have a great night.